Section 1. History Origin. Host. In 1969, the United Kingdom was on the brink of monetary transformation. Britain was preparing to switch from the old imperial system to decimalisation, a process that would change currency forever. The 50 new pence coin was introduced as a replacement for the 10-shilling note, and it was revolutionary. It was the first heptagonal, seven-sided, coin used in the UK, bold, lightweight, and futuristic. It featured a young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, and Britannia holding a trident on the reverse, created by Christopher Ironside. But amid the millions minted, a tiny batch came with critical minting errors, and that's where the legend begins. Section 2. The Rare Error Coins. Host. Let's talk about what makes these coins so valuable. While 188 million standard 50p coins were minted in 1969, a handful of error coins slipped through, coins with mistakes so rare, collectors around the world are battling to get their hands on them. Here are the most coveted errors found in 1969 50p coins. 1. Misstruck planchette error. Some coins were struck on the wrong size or weight planchette, leading to unusual thickness, off-metal coloration, or strange edges. 2. Die alignment error. A few 50p coins show misalignment between the obverse and reverse sides, meaning if you flip the coin over, the Queen and Britannia don't line up correctly. This rare type is highly desirable. 3. Double die error. On some coins, the inscriptions appear doubled, especially visible on the new pence or the Queen's profile. These doubling errors are extremely scarce. 4. No new pence variant. Prototype. Now here's the unicorn of them all, the no new pence prototype coin. Some test strikes were made without the word new on the reverse. These were never meant for circulation and are believed to number fewer than 5 in existence. One such specimen has fetched over $84,000 at auction. Collectors speculate that an unreleased proof or test batch may even exist in private hands, and if authenticated, such a coin could command $110,000 or more. Section 3. Values and Market. Host. So what are these coins actually worth today? Let's break it down. White heather checkmark standard 1969 50p coin circulated examples, $2 to $5. White heather checkmark brilliant uncirculated, $20 to $80 depending on condition. White heather checkmark rare die errors and double dies, $1,000 to $5,000. White heather checkmark wrong planchette errors, $6,000 to $15,000. White heather checkmark prototype no new pence variants, $60,000 to $84,000. Buy top-tier examples with verified provenance, potentially $110,000 or more. Section 4. How to check your coin, 7 to 8:30. Host. So, how do you know if you have one of these gold mines hiding in your drawer? Here's what to do. Check the date, it must be from 1969, and say new pence on the back. Inspect with a loupe, look closely at the Queen's profile, lettering, and edges. Any signs of doubling or misalignment, that's a red flag, and possibly a jackpot. Weigh the coin, the correct weight is 13.5 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it could be a wrong planchette. Edge consistency, 1969 coins should have a smooth, flat edge. Any ridging or inconsistent shapes might point to an error. Get it authenticated. If in doubt, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. That's your best shot at unlocking top dollar. Section 5. Global Collector Craze. Host. It's not just British collectors who are obsessed. The global coin market has exploded in the past 5 years. Chinese, Indian, and American collectors are pouring money into rare British decimal coins, especially those linked to Queen Elizabeth II's reign, which ended in 2022. And with only a handful of verified error coins known, the market is only getting hotter. As demand rises and supply remains fixed or possibly lower than believed, prices are expected to keep climbing. One respected numismatist even predicted a 6-figure sale within the next 12 months. The coin that's turning heads, the 1979 50 new pence. The year was 1979. Margaret Thatcher had just become the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and the country was navigating a period of rapid political and economic change. Amidst all this, the Royal Mint quietly struck a batch of 50 new pence coins. At first glance, these coins might look like any other from that era, seven-sided, cupronickel, and featuring the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland's tiara. But here's the twist. A bit of background: why new pence? Before 1971, the UK used the old pound-shillings pence system. But when decimalisation was introduced in 1971, new coinage had to reflect this transition. For several years afterward, coins bore the inscription new pence to distinguish them from pre-decimal coins. By 1982, this changed. The Royal Mint dropped the new and started using just 50 pence instead. But for collectors, coins that still say new pence represent a distinct chapter in numismatic history, especially the 1979 issues, which sit in a transitional window and are known for their minting anomalies. The era that changes everything. Most 1979 50p coins are common, but there's a tiny handful that contain a rare minting error so significant, it catapults their value into the stratosphere. Here's where it gets exciting. Some of these coins have been struck with mismatched dies where the obverse, front, or reverse, back, design doesn't match the intended coinage. Others have been found with double strikes, off-center printing, or most famously, the wrong inscription coin struck with new pence in a year it wasn't supposed to be used. A few were struck on the wrong planchette, meaning the metal disc was intended for another coin denomination altogether. Collector frenzy, value skyrocketing to $130,000. So how much is this coin worth? Let's break it down. A regular 1979 50p coin might be worth only a few pounds in circulated condition. But if you have a verified error coin, especially one with proof finish, rare strike errors, or mismatched dies, collectors have paid anywhere from $67,000 to $93,000 at auction. One coin, reportedly in near perfect condition and bearing a double die strike, sold for an eye-watering $130,000 at a private collector auction. Yes, you heard that right. One small coin equals the price of a luxury sports car. This value explosion is fueled by global demand, especially from high-net-worth collectors in the UK, US, and Asia, who are eager to own a rare piece of royal and minting history. Left-pointing magnifying glass, what to look for? Could YOU have one? If you have any 50p coins lying around, now's the time to check. Here's what to look for. New pence inscription on a 1979 dated coin. White heavy check mark. Obvious errors such as doubling of letters, off-center strikes, or unusual finishes. White heavy check mark. A mirror-like proof surface that suggests it may have come from a special issue or proof set. White heavy check mark. Unusual weight or thickness. This could suggest it was struck on the wrong planchette. If you find a coin with any of these features, do not try to clean it or polish it. That could destroy its value. Instead, contact a reputable coin grading service like NGC or PCGS and have it evaluated. The rarity factor, why so few exist? You may be wondering, why are there so few of these error coins? Well, here's the inside scoop. Most coin errors are caught during minting and destroyed before leaving the Royal Mint. However, a handful always manage to slip through, often during high-volume production runs or at times when quality control is lax. Given the changes happening in the UK during 1979 and the Royal Mint's transitions in design and production, some slipped out unnoticed. Some collectors speculate that these error coins were part of experimental or test strikes never meant to circulate. If that's true, and you have one, you're holding a piece of Royal Mint mythology in your palm, a coin with royal appeal. It's not just the value that's exciting. This coin also carries enormous historical and cultural weight. Featuring the young Queen Elizabeth II in her regal prime, it symbolizes a crucial moment in UK history, the post-decimal era, the rise of modern Britain, and the enduring legacy of one of the world's most recognized monarchs. Section 1. The birth of the 10 new pence coin. Host. In 1968, the UK government was laying the groundwork for one of the biggest currency overhauls in British history: decimalisation. The idea was to move away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system and embrace a new, easier-to-understand decimal system. As a result, the 10 new pence coin was one of the first decimal coins to be minted alongside the 5p as part of this transition. The obverse featured the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by the renowned Arnold Machin, while the reverse showed a bold lion, the heraldic symbol of the UK, designed by Christopher Ironside. $115,000. Section 2. The ultra-rare error variants. Host, here's where things get really interesting. During the mass minting process, a tiny number of error coins were struck, and these are not your average pocket change. Let's break down the most valuable and sought-after 1968 10 new pence error coins. 1. Double die obverse. One of the rarest known errors, the doubling of the Queen's features or the word Elizabeth II, is extremely rare. Some doubling also appears on the reverse, particularly in the words new pence or around the lion's mane. These double die coins are so rare that only a few authenticated examples have surfaced, and one of them fetched $63,000 in a private sale in 2023. 2. Wrong planchet error. This is where it gets wild. A few 1968 10p coins were struck on the wrong metal blanks. Some have appeared struck on 5p planchets or even foreign coin blanks, resulting in lighter weight, unusual colors, brassy or copper-toned, or different edges. These oddball coins are considered freak minting miracles and can go for $70,000 or more, depending on condition. 3. Magnetic core composition error. The original 10p coins were struck in cupronickel non-magnetic. But rumors and a few numismatic reports suggest a prototype error coin from 1968 may have been struck using a nickel-plated steel blank, which would be magnetic. If confirmed, this would be one of a kind and potentially worth $100,000 to $115,000. 4. Off-center strike. A visually dramatic error where the coin's image is noticeably off-center. These are exciting for collectors, especially if key details, like the Queen's face or lettering, are misaligned but still visible. Some off-center 1968 10p coins have traded hands for $10,000 to $25,000. Section 3. Current market value. Host, let's get into the real numbers. What are these coins worth in today's red-hot collector market? Small blue diamond standard 1968 10p coin, $1 to $3, circulated, $15 to $30, uncirculated. Small blue diamond double die errors, $15,000 to $63,000. Small blue diamond wrong planchet errors, $40,000 to $89,000. Small blue diamond magnetic composition error, prototype, could command $100,000 to $115,000. Small blue diamond off-center errors, $10,000 to $25,000. Section 4. How to identify if you have 1, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Host, so now you're wondering, how do I know if my 10p coin is worth thousands? Great question. Here's your step-by-step checklist. 1. Look at the date. It must be 1968 and say new pence on the reverse. 2. Use a magnet. If it sticks, you might have the rare magnetic prototype. 3. Inspect for doubling. Use a magnifier to check the lettering and Queen's face for any signs of double imaging. 4. Feel the weight. A normal 10p should weigh 11.31 grams. Anything significantly different could be a wrong planchet. 5. Check alignment. Rotate the coin and ensure the heads and tails line up. Any strange rotation could mean a die alignment error. 6. Off-center images. Is the coin off-center or missing parts of the design? That's a classic sign of a mint error. Section 5. Global demand. Host, what makes these coins even hotter right now is international demand. Collectors from the United States, Germany, China, and the Middle East are buying up rare British coins like crazy. Why? Because coins linked to the late Queen Elizabeth II have become ultra-collectible, especially early decimal era issues from the 1960s and 70s.